Hi everyone, it's Jenny with The Artistry, and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this bracelet. We're going to start with the tail of your yarn, and we are going to make a slip knot. And the way I like to make the slip knot is I lay the yarn like this over my fingers, and I wrap it around like that. Then I pull this yarn over that one, and then I pull that yarn over, and it creates this little hole right here, and then you stick your crochet hook right into that hole, let go, and just pull on the two ends of the yarn, and that creates a slip knot. So then what you're going to do is you're going to chain two. You want to find the most comfortable way to hold your yarn. You want to find a comfortable way to hold your crochet hook and your yarn and your work. So the way I hold my yarn and my hook is not the most common way. The most common way is something like this, where the yarn is kind of raveled in your fingers and you work like this. I would recommend trying that way first. You want to make sure you have enough tension in your yarn where you can let go and tighten your yarn as you need. So what we're going to do next is we're going to chain two, and to create a chain you're going to yarn over. And what I mean by yarn over is you're going to wrap the yarn around your hook like this. Make sure you go around this way. Never go this way. This is wrong. So we'll go this way. And what I like to do is I like to hold my work right here to get started. You're going to slowly just pull your hook through this loop, and you're going to catch this the top yarn and pull it right through. And so that's one chain right there. So we're going to chain another one. So we'll yarn over, and then we're going to pull through, and we're going to capture the top yarn and pull it through the bottom. So now we've chained two, and you can see it appears to look like little chain links here. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the slip knot. So this is your original slip knot. So the yarn is on your hook. This is the first chain we made, and this is your slip knot. So you're going to single crochet, you're going to put your hook right into there. You're going to yarn over, so you're going to just capture that yarn right there, pull through, and now you see you have two loops on your crochet hook. You're going to yarn over again, get that yarn, and now you're going to pull the yarn through these two loops. And that is one single crochet. Again, except we're going to single crochet into this bottom loop right here. So we're going to put our crochet hook right into that bottom loop right there. We're going to yarn over, pull through, and now you're going to have these two loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And so from now on, from this point on, we're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. We're going to place our crochet hook into these two loops right here. and we're going to single crochet right into those loops. So I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to push through those 2 loops, I'm going to yarn over, going to pull through those 2 loops, and I have a tendency to crochet a little tight, and I'm trying to keep it a little loose on this one. So now I've got these 2 loops and I'm going to yarn over and pull through. And so that's another single crochet. So once you do that, you'll see, if you look closely, you have another 2 loops here. And you're going to single crochet right into those 2 loops. So you're going to put your hook right through those 2 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull through those 2 loops. Now you've got 2 again right on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. And you'll start seeing this pattern. Every time you finish, there should be another 2 loops here, and it's almost like your work is rotating on its own, as long as you just keep putting it in the right loops. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And so you see you automatically rotated just by putting your hook into those 2 loops. Here's your next 2 loops right here. Put the hook through those loops, pull through, yarn over and pull through. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to keep continuing this pattern the whole way until you get to the desired length of your bracelet. The best thing to do is to try to keep as consistent as you can with how tight you're pulling on this yarn. If you start off loose and pull too tight later on, the width of your bracelet is going to be a little bit different. It'll show when you crochet tighter and looser. So it's good to try to keep as consistent as you can. So I'm just going to keep continuing this and I'll show you what it looks like as I get farther along. So I'm getting really close here. I'm measuring this and I see that I'm almost there. And I want to keep this bracelet fitting on my wrist. I don't want it too loose or too tight, but I want it just perfect. So I'm just going to do a few more here. So that's 3 more. And let's kind of just look and see how that looks. And I think I'll just do 1 more. So I'm just going to pull on this for now. And just make sure that this works, and it looks like it's definitely big enough. It's not going to be too tight and it's not going to be too loose. And so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to be sewing this button to the end here, and we're going to make a little loop so this hooks right on. So let me show you how to make that loop. All we're going to start doing is we're just going to start chaining. So we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. It's 3 chains right now. Let's do 4, 5, 6, and 1 more. Let's just look and see how that turns out. We've got 7 chains here. If I sew this on right now, it's gonna look like this. And we just want to make sure your button, whichever one you choose, is gonna fit through that hole. And it looks like it fits very easily through the hole. I might actually want to make this tighter. So I'm going to undo one of these, maybe 2. So I undid 2 of them. Let's put this back here and see. And that looks like a snugger fit. It passes through easily still, but it doesn't just like, you can tell it's gonna hook on still. We're going to leave a small tail here, and we're just gonna cut this. And then we'll pull the excess yarn out, and so you're left with the tail. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your sewing needles, and you're going to sew this end in like this to this side so that it creates that loop. And I just want to double check before I sew this closed that this is going to pass through. Just check one more time, because this does, you know what, it looks tight, but I forget that this yarn does stretch a little bit. And it seems a little bit tighter now. So I still feel like it fits pretty well, and I'm not gonna add another crochet to that. And so we're just going to sew this one more time. So we'll sew right into the bracelet, and this time I'm going to put my needle through this loop before I pull it tight. And that's going to create like a knot here. And now I'm just going to sew in this tail right into the bracelet. So right now I'm going through almost like the middle of the bracelet here. And I'm just pushing my needle through. And I'm going to let it out somewhere along here. and just pull it out, and that's going to hide your tail. So pull that tight, and now stretch this just a little bit so it's not too tight. And then you just want to trim this tail off. And when you just pull on that a little bit, it should hide that tail. So we're going to now sew the button on, and you want to make sure it's going to close like this. So I'm going to put my button right on top here. So first I'm going to sew this tail in to get rid of it so you can't see it. So I've got my needle in here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this, so pull on it so it's tight here, and I'm just going to work it right in through the middle. Come out this way. Just pull that tight. So we're pulling the end tight really, and then we make sure this part is not too scrunched up. And then just trim this tail. So unfortunately I don't have any thread that's this color, so I'm just going to use a gray. So I'll thread my needle. And unfortunately I can't use my crochet needle. It's way too big and won't fit into the holes of the button. And I probably didn't need this much thread. Put a little too much thread. So I'm going to just put my needle right through on this side. Make sure it's going to stay there. And you can always go back and forth a couple times to make sure that it is going to stay. And then I'm going to sew on my button. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this crisscross stitch like this. And then I'm going to come out the side, wrap it around a couple times, come back out this way, through the hole. Just make sure that that button is tight. then come back out through this way and just create a knot around the button and just tie it a couple times. And just trim that off. And let's just see how this fits. So here is the finished bracelet. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.